All right, what's up, YouTube? We got Kraken King back with new deck list. We got the Umi Control Kairyu-Shin deck list. I think once kind of mine rotates out of this little meta, I think this is probably going to be the best water deck to play. No longer on the Sharks, but the Sharks will always be there, you know, if we get some new cards. But I think that this list is really cool, and what the Kairyu-Shin monster does is really good in the format right now. Just being able to drop it and make your opponent just send his whole board to the graveyard is really good. And we're playing the Abyss Shark engine, so we still do have some Shark cards in here. And we'll get to how that works with the Legendary Ocean, but we'll get right into the deck list. Starting off with the monsters, not a heavy monster count, but we got 3 Kairyu-Shin Ocean Dragon Lord. This card, if you don't know what it does, is insane. So once per turn, it's level 5 water. Once per turn, you can just search for a Sea Stealth, Kairyu, or Umi, Spell or Trap from deck to hand. And you don't have to have Umi on the field to do that. So once per turn, you get to search for something. Its other effect, its floodgate effect, is each player can only control 1 non-water monster. So it's basically a walking Gozen Lock. And it's basically forcing like a 1v1 with your opponent. It's a very cool card and very neat. And it's like the card Heroes play Plasma. As soon as it hits the field, you have to send. You have to meet the requirements because it doesn't activate. So you can't chain to the summon, and you have to resolve its effects first, and then you can chain. So very neat card, and I really like it. Also looks really good. I like this card a lot, man. Very neat card. So moving on, we got the supporter for our Kairyu. It is E-Jelly. So this effect, if you don't have Yumi on the field, you can do this. Once per turn, you can send Legendary Ocean from deck to grave and special any water from your hand. So it works really well. If you don't have Yumi activated and you can't just drop the Kairyu, you can normal this, send the Umi, and then special Kairyu from your hand. And we'll get to that combo later, but that kind of is your like full combo, basically. Doing this, summoning this, and then this searches your Sea Stealth. And you're pretty much set up from there. Not just your Sea Stealth, it can search whatever trap you need. If you need to search Yumi, anything like that. But this also has a neat effect when Yumi is on the field. Once per turn, it is a monster and a spell negate. And then if you negate it, it gains 600 attack each turn. So it gains that 600 permanently, and it can keep stacking. So it's kind of a cool board. You get a monster, a spell negate, plus the floodgate with Kairyu. It's a really neat card. And again, looks very good. I like it a lot. Big water guy. Moving on to our Legendary Ocean support, we got the 3 Warrior of Atlantis. This card is really sick. You just discard this card and you search Legendary Ocean. We get a free searcher for our field spell. Having this is really good because the whole deck revolves around having Yumi activated, and it's a really awesome card. Got the ultimate rare first ed. Really strong card for the deck. Okay, moving on to our little Shark engine. Abyss Shark paired with the Crystal Shark. Okay, so the reason why we're playing this, one, we're always going to be normal summoning one of these guys. So we have our 6 normals. And what Legendary Ocean reads is all water monsters in the hand and field are reduced by 1 level. So the play is, let's say we get our full combo. We have this and this. We go Abyss Shark. Abyss Shark's going to special. We search Crystal. Crystal, target Abyss Shark, special itself. Now we have 2 level 4s on the field. And we can just go straight into Toad. So the idea is to have, boom, our monster and spell, our walking floodgate, and then a totally awesome as well as our back row, whatever we have set up right there. A lot of people don't play this engine, but I think it makes the deck move a little more. It has a little bit more follow-up, and we have some cool techs that kind of work really well with this engine. So I think playing this is really, really strong, and I think it helps the deck move a little bit better. And yeah, Toad's a really good card as well. So Abyss and Crystal Shark both at 3. That's gonna do it for the monsters. Let's move into our traps. The first trap, we got Sea Stealth Attack. This is 90% of the time, if you don't have it, this is what you're searching off of your Kairyu search. Once per turn, you can banish a water monster you control, and face-up spells and traps you control can't be destroyed by card effects. So not only can you do that at any time, if you need to just like save your Kairyu from being banished or something, you can banish it by this effect, and it'll come back at the end of the turn. So, and then also, if you battle any opponent's monster that's originally your monster's originally level 5 or higher, it just instantly destroys your opponent's monster. So it's a pretty versatile card, being able to float our guys in and out, and being able to get over big monsters with our 2200 Kairyu-Shin. Very, very good card. Solid search off of Kairyu. Okay, moving on, we got 1 Torrential paired with, I'll just put it out here right now, I'll talk about it, the Fury. Fury is something that you can search off Kairyu-Shin, and then Fury literally just searches your 1 copy of Torrential. So only play it at 1 because we're going to search it a lot of times. And then this has a neat effect in the grave where you can banish it if there's an effect that would destroy your water monsters, like Torrential, or like, let's say, Mirror J triggers, or the water hero guy, forget his name, but he destroys all your cards. You can activate this to negate that effect if it's in the grave. So it's neat, neat little interaction that people will forget about, and it'll come in handy. So we got the 1 Reef. Reef is a really neat card that is also searchable. What it does, it sends a Yumi you control to the graveyard to special 2 monsters that mention Yumi in their text from your deck. So like, let's say you have your board set up, it gets Dark Rulered, you can chain this, send your Umi, special your 2 guys, then chain Sea Stealth to reactivate the Umi. I think this is a really neat card, and it's worth playing at 1 just to have some more follow-up on your turn, more interruption if your opponent outs your board. I think it's a really good card. We got the 1 Ice Barrier paired with 2 Foolish Burial Goods. I think this feels really good, this little search engine, because what you can do is, let's say you have your graveyard filled up with Kairyu or Abyss Shark. You can go Foolish Burial Goods, send this effect in grave, you banish, and you send a level 5 or higher water monster from your deck to your grave, and then you add any water monster from graveyard to hand. So let's say you have your Kairyu, you know, any water monster in grave. You can do this combo, banish the Ice Barrier, then you send Crystal Shark. Then you can do the second effect, you can add your Kairyu back to your hand. And now that you have Crystal Shark in grave, you can normal your Kairyu and then go Crystal Shark effect to special itself. And then if you have another body like E-Jelly, you can normal and make Toad that way. So getting this to the graveyard, not only to mention you get a search off of it, is really, really good. So you get a Foolish Burial and a search of any monster, basically. And then obviously if you don't have your graveyard, you can just banish this, send your Kairyu, and just add Kairyu to your hand. But I think the interaction with Crystal Shark is really neat. Okay, moving on. We got 3 Ghost Match. We just wanted to play 1 more Floodgate because we can save it from being destroyed with our Sea Stealth Attack. and Gozen's really good right now. We play a bunch of waters, so Gozen match, pretty much a staple in a lot of water decks right now. Okay, on to the spells. We got the Legendary Ocean, pretty much what the deck revolves around. Reduces all water monsters by 1 in the hand, like we talked about, so we're able to make Toad with our level 5s, and then we're able to normal Kairyu out just for free because he's a level 4. Legendary Ocean, the main card in the deck, how it runs. Okay, another copy of Yumi with some neat text on it. We got Sea Stealth 2. Searchable off of Kairyu. This is a really cool card, man. So it's a continuous spell, and then face-up water monsters you control cannot be targeted with non-water monster effects, so it's a neat little protection. And the main effect that you have with it is when you enter the battle phase, at the beginning of the battle phase, you can special a water monster from your graveyard. It's destroyed at the end of the turn. But that doesn't matter because Kairyu, that floodgate effect. We have no interaction, but we have this on the field. We have Kairyu engraved. We can go battle phase, effect, summon the Kairyu, and regardless of what interaction they have with Kairyu, they will have to send their entire board first. So this kind of like a free board wipe with Kairyu engraved. And then if you have the trap set up, like I talked about, the Sea Stealth attack that I said you can just float your guys in and out. You can go battle phase, effect, summon Kairyu back, and then trigger this to banish until the end phase. And then at the end of the turn, Kairyu gets to come back for free and not die off of Sea Stealth. He comes back off of Sea Stealth attack, so you can float your guy back into rotation with Sea Stealth attack in this card. So I think that's a really neat interaction that a lot of people forget about, and I think it's pretty solid to keep Kairyu on the board, keep that lock up and going. Probably one of the best cards in the deck, and as a new card, Fish Sonar, just a free search of any monster that mentions Yumi. So this gets us just E-Jelly or Kairyu, either one. And we don't play the water normal monster, but we could special a water normal monster if we wanted to do that. But I like Fish Sonar. Very good card to help us with consistency. And the last card, we ordered Prosperity. We ordered the new 10 rarity, but this not in yet, so just got extra in right here. But this would be Pot of Prosperity, just for consistency, just so we can dig. Moving on to the extra's a little bit up in the air. As long as you're playing the package 2 and the 2 Toad, 2 Shark. If I had 3, I'd play it at 3 because this is the only Xyz that I make. Because Kragan, so I have Kragan in here, but like I said, the Kairyu lock, each player can only control 1 non-water monster, and Kragan makes everything water as soon as it hits the field, so it counteracts the lock. As soon as something hits the field, it turns into water. So now they control a water monster, they can summon something that's not a water monster and just keep going. So Kragan's just in here if we need the situational pop, but it's not something we mainly go into. This is what matters. Making your board and then setting up a Toad as an Omni Negate to protect it is basically the idea. But yeah, we got 2 Dweller because a lot of stuff going on in the graveyard right now. I think it's worth it to play at 2. Great card. Then we're playing the little Nash engine, just because we're playing only Abyss and Crystal. So if we don't have Yumi active, we can go for this line to equip our opponent's monster as material. Just 2 level 5s. So it's a neat little engine. I like it just to have in there. Yeah, and then the rest, we just have our Kragan. We banish it off Prosperity half the time, but it's just in here for spots because we really don't have a spot. This would probably be another Toad, a Bahamut, and some other stuff. But let's play a couple hands out and see what boards we can kind of set up. But I'm really enjoying playing this deck. I love kind of decks like this, and it's got a really cool win condition. I love Kairyu, looks very cool. And just having that walking goes and lock is just something that really attracts me. I like decks like this, so let's play a couple hands. See what we can do. And yeah, if you didn't notice, the sleeves got those official water sleeves. They look very, very, very nice. All right, let's see what we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, we got Legendary Ocean, Sea Stealth 2, Gozen, and Abyss Shark. We completely bricked. These sleeves are pretty, they're double sleeves, so it's kind of hard to shuffle and just have the cards organized, so wouldn't expect it to be too consistent, but let's try one more hand. Try and get our board. Normally the deck's really consistent. I usually find my cards I need. All right, let's try one more time. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is a hand we can do something with. Okay, we got Kairyu, Crystal, Gozen, Torrential, Ocean. So this is a really, really strong hand. First we can go Legendary Ocean, and since our water monsters are reduced, we can just normal our Kairyu. We can go Kairyu Effect to search out our copy of Sea Stealth Attack. We can then set Gozen, Torrential Tribute, and our Sea Stealth Attack. We can wait for them. They can go standby. We can activate our Sea Stealth Attack to be able to float our guy in and out. Say they just win main phase, activated Harpies. Need to have this activated so we can protect. And then once they commit to a play, we have Gozen and Torrential. So this is a really strong board, not to mention this floodgate, and plus protection for our floodgates. And then Torrential for the follow-up, plus Crystal Shark. And then our draw would have drawn Warrior. Not a bad hand. This is pretty much the baseline of the deck. That's what you're gonna do 90% of the time. Let's play one more hand out, see if we can get a Abyss Shark in there. Really, really love this deck. All right, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, again, pretty bricky. Let's try one more hand. 3, 4, 5. Okay, this one's playable. First, we can start off with Warrior of Atlantis, just to kind of bait out our Ash, even though we have a copy of Yumi right here. Try and get to the Legendary Ocean. Search it. We'll then activate it and activate Sea Stealth 2. We can then go Fish Sonar to search for our copy of Kairyu. We can normal summon Kairyu, go Kairyu Effect, search for our Sea Stealth Attack. We can set Sea Stealth Attack. Oh, we have 2 Sea Stealth Attack in hand. We don't search Sea Stealth Attack here. We definitely search for Fury. We activate Fury. Search the one Torrential. Set the Torrential and set Sea Stealth. So now our board can't be targeted with monster effects. We have our our Floodgate lock going with Kairyu. We have Sea Stealth in the standby to protect these. And then we have Torrential plus protection with our Fury. So this is just, and then obviously what I'm trying to showcase really with the Abyss Shark stuff is if any of these boards I just showed you, if I have Abyss Shark in any of my hands, it's all those traps that we set plus our Floodgate with Totally Awesome. So if this was Abyss, it'd be Abyss, search Crystal specials, and then we make Toad on top of this board. So it's an extremely strong board if we can draw Abyss Shark. and that's why we play this engine, so we can always search it in boards like this. But this is basically what the deck does. It sets up a strong board with a couple traps and the floodgate. Honestly, love the deck. Very simple and very, very fun to play. But yeah, I think this is the strongest water deck in the format, and I just wanted to showcase this to you guys. So Kraken King Deucin, catch you guys in the next video.